I busted the glass ceiling of 200 pounds. It is glass. You can bust it. You guys have to let me know if I have a hair or a booger. Okay, so pinky swear. Hi everyone, welcome to Jen the Realfluencer. If you happen to be new here, my channel is all about helping you find your most confident self through style, fashion, and beauty. Today we're doing a little bit of a get ready with me, and I'm gonna be trying or kind of retrying some drugstore products. I will definitely put them all up on the screen here with timestamps, so if you happen to be interested in any of those, you can kind of skip around. At the same time, I'm gonna be talking about really like my full weight journey, which I don't think I've fully spoken about here on YouTube yet, as well as just kind of what I think about the industry now that I've been in it for about a year. It's kind of my thoughts on being like a Realfluencer versus an influencer, all the goods. Let's do it, let's get ready. I'm gonna have a naked face in 10, 9, just kidding, 3, 2, 1. Can I still film videos like this? I don't know. It's been a very long time. Give the video a thumbs up if you're here for them. One of the things, as you saw, that I want to try out are these face razors. I do dermaplane. I'm bad at it in terms of like, I don't do it on the reg as I should, but this is by the brand Kitsch, and I've never tried that brand before. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think most places will tell you to not moisturize before, like basically do it on dry skin. However, I've done that before, and I've gotten, is that the word? I've received a lovely rash when I did that. It was a gift, you know? So I'm not about like having, you know, chub rub. That's what I think of when I think of a rash. I automatically think of chub rub because I have chub rub all the time, which is so weird because I don't have any chub. So I've gotten in the habit of just putting like a smidge moisturizer on there. Yeah, let's see the situ. Oh my gosh, I had like a little bit of a booger. That's a bummer. The rest of what I have on my nose is not boogers, just to be clear. My nose is super dry from tretinoin. This video is starting off really great. So I like it. I like it. Let's zoom in. I don't remember how to zoom in. I always come in a little bit at an angle there. I don't know if I'm doing that wrong. Please let me know. First impressions, I like this. I like them better than the Tinkle Twinkle whatever little stars razors that are on Amazon that everybody always talks about. I have those. I needed new ones, which is why I thought I would try these. This is not drugstore, but it's Clinique Moisture Surge. I always say it wrong. This isn't even really for your eyes. What I find it to do is I find it really plumps wrinkles. So I have fine lines around my eyes, not terrible. And I always put it on my smile lines because as you guys know, I be smiling, I be laughing, and it does help plumpy those up. For my sunscreen today, I thought we could try this one from Cetaphil, which is a sheer mineral face sunscreen. It's SPF 50. Kind of see what happens here. Let's hold your breath. I don't think that's too shabby. Honestly, it's typical, I'd say, mineral sunscreen, but the white cast is not bad. And what I do like about this, it's not thick and heavy. I've had ones where they're actually literally hard to spread. Would I wear this one on its own? I don't know, probably not, but it's not terrible. I'm really excited to try this Wet n Wild Color Icon palette. I've heard amazing things actually about this palette. This one is called Nude Awakening, which is so rude. See what you did there, Wet n Wild. Have you guys ever thought about the name Wet n Wild? Taylor Wynn brought that up one time in a video and I was like, I never thought about that, but yeah, okay. I'm using my CoverGirl lid lockup. I do love this stuff. It reminds me a ton of the Urban Decay, what's that one called? Potion, Priceless Primey Potion, one of those. We be using it today for this kind of more affordable, but honestly I would use this with Natasha Denona palettes because is that good? Doesn't matter. You go, you CoverGirl, you go. You go, Glen Coco. I always set my lid primer. Do you guys do that? You know what? It's funny because like all these people that are way better at makeup than me, they say not to set it. I listen to everything they say, man. I do, and it doesn't work for me. I don't know why. Like my brush gets all dragadocious, meaning it like drags, you know, isn't smooth, it like drags. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Although if you know more about makeup and you're watching this video, you've probably already clicked off, and I understand. I mean, I do, I understand. Oh, Oh, I could totally tell I haven't filmed one of these in almost, I think it's been almost a year, you guys. Let's go in with the lightest shade here. I'm just gonna go all over the lid. I'm gonna pop a shade in the crease that's just closest to my skin tone. What I do like about this palette is it definitely has the ability to go deep, so it will certainly work for more skin tones, certainly outside of mine, which I really like that. Halfway decent, as I always like to say. What voice is that? I guess we'll never know. Super curious to see how these like darker shades are gonna perform on the big stage for us. Really don't do eyeliner much anymore, not to say never say never. I'm definitely gonna use that black to darken up the crease. So if you're curious about some of how the darker tones in here perform, like buckle up, dude. This is Epcot, or no, Universal Studios. Whichever's the one with like all the crazy rides. Very cool tone to it, and I live. Don't you hate when people say that? They're like, I live. I do though. I live for cool tones. Cool tones are like so underrated. I feel like they've, you know, have maybe gotten a little more respect recently, but I feel like before that they didn't really get the respect that they deserve, you know? This is a full get ready with me, so you guys will see my full look. It's gonna feature a beanie. Well, you already saw it in the beginning. Like, how did it look? Because I haven't seen it yet. Did it look good? Like at the beginning with my hair done in the beanie with the full makeup on? Can you let me know how it looked? Because I don't know. I'm sitting here and I don't know. I have to sit here and entertain myself, because normally when I get ready, I watch YouTube. I watch beauty YouTube, and now I'm here trying to film beauty YouTube terribly. A little bit of that red and then the black. Yeah, like, I love black eyeshadow. Tell me down in the comments if you also do. Like, I know black eyeshadow seems like scary. It is so versatile, you guys. I mean, it can darken up stuff. It can be eyeliner for stuff. So it's kind of like my 1 year anniversary, a little bit beyond that at this point. My channel started out, if you're an OG, give this video a like. Tell me downstairs, down in the description box. Tell me down in the description box. I have like 100 some videos out there. You think I'd be halfway decent at filming them by now, but I definitely was going to be more of a beauty channel. No joke. Definitely do some fashion. Definitely do no style. I mean, I can tell you that right now. And if you look at some of my earlier fashion videos, like some of my first Walmart videos, my week of Walmart videos, if you watch them, please watch them with some grace. Things were different back then. Was creative with editing back then, I will say, but you know, my mic was bad and I didn't have a mic. I was probably a little more off the rails back then, I'm just gonna be honest. Like now, I mean, you're probably watching this thing and Jen, you're off the rails now, and I feel that, but I was probably more off the rails back then, which is my normal personality, but I do try to tighten it, which I'm not really doing for this video at all, by the way. I love that with this cool tone brown, this is coming off very plum vibes. I mean, this doesn't look great yet, don't get me wrong, but doesn't that look plummy? Plum diddly-umptious? I feel like it's kind of looking plum diddly-umptious, which I just got my hair colored this color, so I'm here for that vibe, you know? I'm just an amateur. I'm learning just like you're learning, totally self-taught how to do makeup. I mean, by self-taught, I mean like people on YouTube taught me. I don't think that means self-taught. When I gained a bunch of weight, for me, it's like pre-wedding and post-wedding. Pre-wedding, my normal weight, not an overly healthy person, but also not unhealthy. Like I would exercise sometimes. My normal weight then fluctuated between 180 and 190 pounds. And then I was getting married and I wanted to lose weight for my wedding. The ultimate kind of conclusion here was I ended up crash dieting. I didn't crash diet really on purpose. I'm not gonna get into the whole story, not because I don't want to, but we just really don't have time for it. Fun fact, my husband and I were the same weight on our wedding day, which is the first time ever. My husband is thinner than me. He's a kind of a more thinner dude. I was 158. So I went from, let's just say I was 190. I went down to 158 in about, I don't know, a little over a month. It was a very drastic weight loss. I'm not even gonna tell you how I did it because it's totally unhealthy. And what was to come was even worse. Did that and was very happy. I can pop up some wedding photos or whatever, was very happy with how I looked at that weight. And just so you know, because I've always kind of been mid-size, when I was between 180 and 190, I would call myself like a heavy 12 or a light 14. The reason I say that, you guys, is because it takes me legitimately like 30 to 40 pounds to go a size. So I know some people that can literally lose 5 pounds and be like, my pants legit don't fit anymore. I could lose 20 pounds. I'm still going to be a 14. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I kind of have started almost using the phraseology. Yeah, let's go with that. Of like, I'm a heavy 14, I'm a light 14. So when I lost all that weight, I got down to just being out of a size 12. I think my size 12s at that point were, I could wear them, but they were starting to look kind of sloppy. I'm also really bad at storytelling, so give this video a thumbs down if you agree that I'm really bad at storytelling. I was super confident and I hadn't been confident in a while, which now I'm like, I would love to be 180 pounds. I know we can all relate to that. You want to go back to when you thought you were so fat at the time, you're like, you would give anything to weigh that again. And what happened after was unexpected. And I wasn't an idiot to be naive to think I was going to keep that weight off. I almost knew I was doing it literally for my wedding. I knew that that weight was not going to stay off because it was not achieved in a healthy way, and I was not going to continue that unhealthy lifestyle to keep it off. What I did not expect was what was to come, and that was that I gained all the weight back, and very rapidly, mind you. I mean, we're talking, it only took a few months, and then some. And when I say and then some, I mean a lot some. So that is when I busted the glass ceiling of 200 pounds, because it is glass. You can bust it. I went back to eating how I ate pre-wedding. That is all I did. I did not eat more. I'm sure I ate a lot on my honeymoon, don't get me wrong. Beyond that, I did not like eat more. But I originally got up to 200 and probably around what I weigh now. I'm under 210 right now, but I was probably 210, 215 then. Gain a lot of weight, you're bummed. Especially like I went from feeling the best I had felt in a very long time. Like when I was in college, I probably before like the whole freshman 15, I certainly was a victim of that. I kind of ballooned up, so to speak, in college. This like 158, feeling my best. So it really sucked to like feel your best and then like pretty quickly feel my worst. You know, my highest weight that I got up to was like 245. I really can't pinpoint a reason, honestly, but when I went on that crash diet, I threw my metabolism so out of whack, and that is why I don't recommend it. I would go back and be heavier on my wedding day, is my point. I don't know that I think it was worth it. I think originally I was like, oh, it was still worth it. I don't know that it was worth it, you guys, to really be so off. And I didn't do a lot of great work to like really figure out what I did to my metabolism. Like I probably should have done more surrounding that. Went to see a nutritionist. How do I fix it? What are steps to do? I just fell into, I'm not gonna say like a deep depression, but I was definitely in a funk. This was also before I was diagnosed BT dubs. I have narcolepsy, and that was a very challenging time in my life when I was not diagnosed yet, because I was extraordinarily tired all the time with no means to be able to not be tired. I hate coffee, and a lot of other caffeine alternatives I had tried didn't work for me. So I didn't even have the energy to try to lose weight, I guess is my point. So kind of fast forward a little bit of time, I was like, I can't take the sleeping thing anymore. I literally couldn't drive anywhere of distance without having somebody to talk to on the phone to keep me awake, to keep me from crashing my car. Shout out to all my people in my family, my husband, my best friend, Donna. Shout out to all of you guys who talked to me in the car so that I didn't die. Like, no joke. I'm not being dramatic. It was really bad. It was really bad, you guys. As soon as I went through a lot of different rounds of testing to be diagnosed, now on medication. Not quickly, but I kind of lost some weight because I just had more energy. Like I didn't just come home from work and literally lay on my couch. Like I would come home, lay on the couch, fall asleep. My husband would wake me up when it was time for dinner. He would wake me up. It was awful. It was so awful. It was terrible for our marriage. So we were fighting a ton. There was just a lot. That is when I was at my highest. So if I was 245, I probably got down to 230. And then I actually got food poisoning, which sounds awful, but I would say that it was a little bit of a blessing because we had the type of food poisoning where it really kind of screws you up for a while. Meaning like, you know, you think you're fine, you go back to eating normal and like you're sick all over again. Fun fact, when I got food poisoning is actually when I literally discovered YouTube, because we were on vacation and I was stuck in a bedroom that had no television and all I had was my phone. And I discovered YouTube in the form of like having channels and stuff. And if I'm being totally honest with myself, that is probably when I realized like, oh, I feel like I'd be good at this. Obviously I didn't start for years later. That, by the way, that year was 2018. I started my YouTube channel in 2020. And that actually kickstarted me essentially into the weight loss journey of where I am today. It's like I never can weigh 199, you guys. Probably the lowest I've seen on the scale, but maybe is 202, 201. I hover between there, where I am today, which is like 208. That took me from like the 235 down to that. And by that, I just mean I couldn't really eat normal because we kept kind of going in and out of being sick. We actually got food poisoning, believe it or not, from tomatoes. I call my normal weight in high school, which I mean, I know we can't really call that our normal weight anymore. I get that. But that was kind of like 140. Normal bra size for me at the time was kind of like a 36C. I always joke that like the rest of my situation here is all just like fat. Like I'm a 36C with some fat, you know? If you are just finding this, by the way, and you're only into makeup, I do a lot of fashion and style on my channel, BT dubs. You're probably like, why are you telling us your bra size, Jen? If you're only coming across this video, that's why. I normally talk about that stuff in most videos, so it doesn't feel out of place to do so. Let me take a pause on that and then kind of tell you present day and all that kind of stuff. I feel like the reviews that I've been seeing on like this palette, like knocking people's socks off, or at minimum like their flip-flops off. I think it's okay. Kind of a cool tone, undertone. So I do like kind of the vibe of the overall look, I will say. What annoys me to no end, and I've talked about this on Instagram stories, is the people that like comment on my videos, and I know it's not you guys, obviously. Y'all are my people. They're just like, well, if you're so confident and happy with your body, then why are you giving people tips to look thinner, basically? And I'm like, look, just because somebody, i.e. me in this scenario, puts themselves online does not mean that that person thinks that they're perfect, does not mean that that person thinks that they're a finished product. Those comments like that, you guys, I find very frustrating, because that to me says people think that you shouldn't lose weight, can't lose weight, don't want to lose weight, enjoy being heavier. And look, I'm here to say that I'm happy to be confident at this weight. I'm truly happy to be confident at this weight. It took me a really long time to get there. I hope I've been helping all of you guys in that confidence journey. It truly means the world to me, all of your comments. And I mean, I don't want to start tearing up, but like, you know, they mean the absolute world to me. But it's like, you can be confident at where you're at, because my weight does not define me, but it also doesn't mean that I don't want to lose weight. It doesn't mean that I don't want to exercise more, that I want to get healthier. Like, it doesn't mean that I'm a finished product. And by the way, even if I looked, which what does that look like, right? But even if I looked like I was a finished product, no one's ever a finished product. I mean, life is fluid. Everything is fluid. So stuff like that really annoys me. And the other thing I was gonna say about that is I also feel like some of these women that are kind of in more body acceptance, body neutrality, I think a lot of it's being called now, versus body positivity. I think a lot of women like that are afraid to like lose weight because, you know, they gain kind of traction and they get hate if they like lose weight. Well, like, look, that's not me. Like, I hope to show up here one day like weighing 180. Like, that's like my goal weight, you know what I mean? And the thing is like what I just told you guys, if I weigh 180, I'm still a size 12. There's probably no weight that I could be outside of being very ill or something that wouldn't be mid-size. I mean, it just wouldn't. Let me know how you guys relate to that type of commentary that I just said, because you're probably the same way, right? It's like, let's find the confidence, but let's also want to lose weight if that's your journey, or want to be on a healthier journey, or you're not a finished product. We're never a finished product. But let's also not hate ourselves while we're on that journey. And let's find confidence, and like, don't do the I'll be happy when. That's a big one. I got a comment on TikTok, something that I posted about my weight or whatever. Someone was like, but are you really happy? Wouldn't you be happier at a size 10 or something like that? And I'm just like, look, for one, you're projecting. You're projecting your insecurities on me, right? Because it sounds like your weight and size define you, and maybe you're mad that it doesn't define me. I don't know. And it just makes me reflect and think that I'm really happy that I don't do the whole I'll be happy when. And that can apply to anything, guys. It doesn't have to be weight. No, like, I'll be happy when I fit into my wedding dress. I'll be happy when I get a promotion at work. I'll be happy when. Do you know how long my when was? When I was 245, I used to say, I'll be happy when I can fit into my size 12 pants, which I deem to be my normal size. Well, guess what, you guys? I would have been waiting. I got married 12 years ago. I would be waiting to be happy for 12 years. That's disappointing. So I would say find the confidence, find the value, find the perspective in the journey. What did I say on Instagram? I said something that I was joking around that'd be my new slogan. Oh, I think I said, live it up while you level up. Don't sit here today and not be fashionable if that's what you want to be, just because you gain some weight, just because you are now a size bigger, 2 sizes bigger, whatever than you used to be. Don't let that ruin you. Here's what I learned in all of that. Getting happy at a heavier weight, it kind of puts you in a better headspace. Does that make sense? Like, it makes you probably want to be more motivated to lose weight. Like, oh, I'm into putting cute outfits together now, and like, I'm not feeling frumpy. I'm telling you, it'll probably make you want to lose weight if that's like your ultimate goal, because I feel like when we're in that funk, you're just kind of so down and out about everything. This is that Wet n Wild Impossible. Check that out. It's whipped moussey like. Wow. It looks like it's very like pore filling. Very silicone-y. Oh, it feels cool. Not K-E-W-L, like C-O-O-L. I definitely really like this. It feels almost like a little bit of a coating on top of your skin. It is making me feel a little more dry. Now I'm gonna go in with the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. I have it in 2 shades here that I'm gonna mix. Medium tan and tan medium deep. So this stuff I already know I like, by the way. I don't remember why I like it, if I'm being totally honest, but I know I do like it. And I remember it does smell. It has a weird smell. Paint with a fishy smell dissipates quickly, but it is gross. I feel like one of the things that is frustrating to me about influencers, and I am blanket statement in here, there's a ton of influencers that are really, really awesome, have a great mission online. I'm not talking about those people. I hope you guys know that. A lot of them seem like their main mission online is to almost like have people be jealous of them. For them to like be pretty and like do all these fun things and like have all these fancy things. I don't know. Do you guys know what I mean? And I'm not knocking people for having nice things. Look, if you have money, that's fine. Seriously, I don't care. But it's more like maybe the flexing on the audience that got them there is what I find to be very interesting. I don't really understand it. Like, I work in Corp Merca, and this isn't exactly the same, don't get me wrong, it's probably not the greatest analogy, but if I bought a new car, I wouldn't like go bragging about my new car to the CEO of my company, because like in theory he pays me. I mean, it's a publicly traded company, but I hope you guys know what I mean. It just seems weird that it's like the followers that support you and all that, then you kind of start like flexing on them. Like, so again, not knocking these people for having nice things. I just feel overly posed Instagram photos with like the Chanel bag perfectly positioned in the background. We obviously know you tried that. Like, you know that we know that, right? Good pictures are great. I mean, again, I'm not knocking taking a good photo. I hope I'm coming off okay here. I'm trying to be very PC about this topic. It's not everybody. I mean, there's a lot of people that have come out that really go even more extreme than I do, that are showing you all of their body flaws and all that kind of stuff. If you need to see stuff like that every day to know that like your body is normal, I think you should absolutely follow those people, especially younger people, you guys. Younger people need that sometimes. All of us need that sometimes. I'm just truly here because I want you all to feel inspired to be confident. I want to make you all feel better about yourself. Hopefully you guys are watching and be like, wow, my cellulite's not half as bad as Jen's, and therefore I shouldn't feel bad about it if she doesn't. You know, that's what I mean by that. And if I have to show my cellulite in order to help people feel confident, and I don't just exist so that people can be jealous of me, like, sign me up. Like, I'll take that task any day. You know, I'm all about making people feel better, even if it makes me look worse. Does that make sense? As I continue to grow here, I'm just kind of bracing myself for some of the hate. That's why, I mean, some of the humor that you guys see with me, it is a little self-deprecating at times, and that is my true style of humor. It's not a show. What you guys see, honestly, is my true self. But some of the reason I choose to put that out there is because I'm almost bracing myself, right, for the haters that are eventually gonna come along. If I already point out a lot of my flaws, maybe other people won't feel the need to, because I think that's what trolls really wanna do. They almost wanna be like, she thinks she's so great, well, I'm gonna tell her that she's got a ton of cellulite. Because I'd be like, yeah, what's your point? I mean, I know. Do you have any solutions? Because like, I'm looking for solutions, you know? But I feel like it's almost to get ahead of some of that stuff. I'm trying out, I shouldn't say this, I already know I love this, the Wet n Wild Incognito. And this Neutrogena Radiant Creamy Concealer I think is definitely a little dark. I almost want to see the consistency in the blend. You guys definitely don't need to use as much concealer. I do still very much kind of like that contoured look that's, I don't know, probably a little more out of style now. Let me get back to like maybe what I was saying before. I never thought of myself as like super stylish. If you aren't familiar, I am super into interior design. Have an interior design channel I've talked about. I'm not gonna talk about it, but I do though view styling outfits almost like how I would decorate a room. I'm gonna just be totally honest. If you guys can learn how to do some of this stuff on your own, if it is something that you struggle with, I'd be happy to teach you kind of my methodology. Just know my methodology is complete garbage. Like, it's not studied. It's not anything you're gonna find anywhere. It's just how I do it. It's how I decorate rooms. Like when I decorate a room, I usually pick a focal point and I tend to draw colors out. Let's say I found this crazy chair I love. Okay, I'm gonna build a room around this chair. And then I'll literally pull colors from that chair. And that's kind of what I do with outfits. I choose one thing and I build around that. And if that thing was a pair of tights, if I'm like, oh my gosh, I got these tights, they're so cute, they have like this crisscross pattern, whatever, I would take those tights and I'd be like, okay, well, what do I have that goes with these? Okay, I have that skirt. What shirt goes with this? And that's how I would build an outfit. I think that's helpful to do it that way versus looking at your closet and being like, oh gosh, I don't know. I think that's where we get stuck in looking at all the stuff you have, but you're like, but I have nothing to wear. You really have to focus. You've got to focus it in on something. That is what really helps me. But let me know if you want to see a video like that. I'd be happy to do a video like that. You just have to know that it's like tips from an amateur, you know what I mean? Same with interior design. I'm not an interior designer. All the stuff that I feature on my channel here, I'm not an expert. Like, I learned makeup from YouTube. I taught myself interior design, kind of same with fashion. My point is I'm not an authority. I'm not an authority on anything. I love how natural that Wet n Wild tinted hydrator looks. It's more than just a tinted hydrator. This makeup needs to last a really long time, so I'm gonna do the whole packaroni thing. I know some of you are cringing. I'm a greasy chick. It is what it is. This helps. But the one thing that I do think that I'm halfway decent at is dressing for my body type. And it's interesting to me that that is what stands out. But if you think about it, I guess it does make sense. It's like the one thing that I've always been good at. And it's the one thing that I feel truly confident about, that kind of no matter what the style is, because I truly do have so many styles, as you guys have seen, I do feel like I can dress for my body type of what's gonna look the most flattering on me. I really do, and I hope you don't mind that I'm saying that with confidence. I'm kind of going with the flow here. You guys like my styling videos, and that's so interesting to me. Still, I'm like, you guys think I'm stylish? Why? But if you do, I'm a trust ya. I'm gonna keep rolling with a lot of that. I'm excited to use this bronzer. It's an Essence bronzing palette. I'm pretty sure that's upside down, which is fitting for me. It's funny, I did all that talking earlier and I think I did get through a lot of the stuff that I wanted to say. At first when I started doing that, I was like, oh man. But maybe we'll do some music now. You can see that I'm definitely taking some time blending this here. This got kind of rave reviews too. I feel like this is another one where it's kind of just okay. I don't feel like it's bad and I don't feel like it's gonna be a top 10 either. Okay, I'm back and the brows are filled. So I'm gonna do this Glow Yeah lip oil because I have a couple lip products and I'm like, you know what? I probably should put one of them on now. Now that is shiny. Luxe Powder Pro from JCat, and I think it was Taylor Wynn that loves this, and she uses it as a highlight. This is very light looking. I'm not mad about it. It might be a little light for me. It's a very icy on my skin tone. You know, it does give the exact type of highlight that I really like, which is not texture. It looks very like lit from within. If this was just like a little bit darker, I think it would look a lot more, I'm hoping you can kind of see the shift, natural on me. Ooh, I like this. For reference, I'm like a medium, warm olive. In the winter, I can be probably more of like a light medium. Summer, I can be more of like a medium tan. Wow. Wow. That's a standout product for me, for sure. I have this blush, this e.l.f. Putty Blush. Have I used this yet? Usually something like this, I'll apply with a stipple brush because, you know, I've already like set and everything and I just feel like that's gonna be better. Brick red color looks kind of intimidating. Definitely goes on soft. Is that covering up my new highlighter? Excuse you. Which is, you know, usually why you put highlighter on second. Like I've tried it once before and wasn't impressed. I want to try it again. You know, I feel like sometimes with mascara, you really do need to try it several times. I think I'm wearing lashes today, FYI, but we're gonna see what this looks like with it though, beforehand. That's one coat. That's 2 coats. I like it. Why did I think I didn't like it? I don't know. See, sometimes you gotta use mascara multiple times for sure. Separating, didn't really clump. Of course, we'll see if it flakes. I wouldn't really say it was overly volumizing, but it is lengthening. So I'd say lengthening and separating. Let's quick talk about some of these products. Love this stuff. I mean, I just feel like it looks like skin, but better. It gives a very glowy effect. I feel like I have tried not setting this before. It definitely does not last that long. I like this. I feel like it definitely is blurring. It did feel a little bit dry. Now that I have all the rest of my makeup on, I don't know that I'm overly feeling that. Definitely like the e.l.f. putty blushes. I'm here for that. You can see it did work with a set face. Wet n Wild Color Icon. I wonder if the hype about this is as follows. It performs similar to more expensive shadows. For a $4 palette, it's really, really good. Maybe that's the commentary. That's my thought on that. I don't think it's bad. I feel like the shimmers are like lackluster a little bit. I achieved a look. I liked it. I love the Wet n Wild concealer. I feel like it's super creamy, super blendable, lasts all day. I know it, tried and true. I thought this was fine. I used it in my eye corners, of course, but it blended really smoothly. I thought it was like a solid medium coverage. Now that I have this on with like everything else, and I did do like a finishing powder, I think it does work with my skin tone actually. This is the standout product to me today. I feel like this and the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator are the standout products today. And the Microblade Dermaplane little razor thing. I really like that. That was nice and sharp. This lip oil has been on for about 10 minutes. I wanted to try this other one by Undone Beauty, Big Papa Gloss. And here we'll just talk live. That lip oil was Florence by Mills. It was good. I liked it. I like lip oils though. This feels like the Fenty Gloss Bomb. It even tastes like the Fenty Gloss Bomb. I can already tell though that it's thinning down. If this were the Fenty Gloss, it wouldn't have thinned down like that already. I'm gonna say that's okay. I like the way it looks. This mascara I thought was decent. Volumizing fibers. It's funny because I said it wasn't volumizing. I feel like it's lengthening. Like it's a little volumizing. I do think it does a pretty decent job at separating. Cetaphil, Sheer Mineral Face, SPF 50. I feel like is sitting very well under makeup. This is the Kokie Matte Finishing Spray. We're just gonna pop this on. The sprayer, it's funny, it kind of sounds more aggressive than it is, I feel like. Maybe I don't need lashes. I don't know. I feel like this looks okay. I don't think I'm gonna put lashes on. Maybe if that's the case, maybe I'll do another coat. I think that helped even more. Like for me not to do lashes because I'm gonna film is a big deal. That's another standout product I think to me, unless it flakes. All right, what I'm gonna be wearing today this is like hashtag keeping up with the fashion bloggers. These are so popular. New hair, do you see it? It's kind of like maroonish. It's like all the fall vibes. Still gray, of course. Because I'm wearing a hat, I'm hoping I don't have to do much to my hair. So let's brush it first. See what we're working with. I feel like that looks decently smooth. Should I just be lazy and not do anything? There's like a little bit of curl here and it doesn't look super frizzy, so I think I'm just gonna leave it. I love me a good beanie. Do you guys like beanies? Tell me. That's it for me, you guys. Sorry I rambled a lot, but hopefully you found it interesting. Leave all of your perspectives down below. I love to hear from you guys. That is my favorite part about having a YouTube channel is this community. I love it. I'll see you next time. Bye.